It's Christmas time. Let's play a video game. Welcome back to Spotlight Video Game Reviews. I am your host, the one and only Nicotine, and we are going to take a look at a Christmas game since it's almost Christmas. This game, sweet little platformer released in 1993 in Australia only, was going to be released in the US and Sunsoft canceled it for some reason. I'm not sure why. I got this copy here thanks to one of those homebrew reproduction website dealies. A Christmas platformer. What is that Christmas gem you hold in your hand? This is definitely not a bad game, so let's jump into it.
Marshmallows for toasting and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghosts.
Now, on paper, Daze Before Christmas should be a pretty bad video game. I mean, it's a Christmas video game that saw a limited release. To my surprise, it's not a bad game at all. Now, according to the game's intro, an evil snowman has kidnapped Santa's elves and reindeer in an attempt to ruin Christmas. Now Santa Claus is on a mission to rescue everybody and save Christmas. Santa has a basic magic attack where he flings this snow-looking substance at enemies. This attack can also be upgraded to a fire attack in certain levels, which is used to melt ice. You can also jump on an enemy's head by jumping and then tapping the jump button a second time. Took me quite a while before I figured this attack out, but once I did, the game became even easier than it already was. As you may have guessed by my previous comment, this game is really quite simple. I think the only problem I really have is on the levels with heavy emphasis on platforming. Oftentimes, when I want to jump onto a platform, I don't get enough momentum and I end up falling to my death. This happened quite a bit and can be blamed on the controls being a bit sluggish at times. Also, the platforms have this kind of semi-three-dimensional look to them, which often leads to issues with landing on them. These issues led to almost all of my deaths. Enemies don't cause much damage. Your life meter consists of 5 Santa hats. Each time you take a hit, you lose one. You also get quite a few lives and continues as well, so you'll have plenty of chances to beat this game. There are presents scattered around each level. Some are filled with elves to rescue, some have power-ups like health and extra lives, and others are filled with bombs and enemies. This makes one quite apprehensive while opening one up. You never really want to be too close. Santa can turn into his evil alter ego Anti-Claus by drinking coffee. Now, I don't know why coffee does this to him. You'd think it would be the opposite. Most people I know are a nightmare to deal with if they haven't had their coffee fix. While playing as Anti-Claus, you'll be temporarily invincible, but your magic attack is gone, and for some reason you no longer have the ability to open presents. There are a few boss battles here and there, all of which are extremely easy to defeat. Most of the time, you just dodge a very pathetic attack and then dish out one of your own. Do this over and over again until the boss is defeated. The levels and enemies are pretty fresh and unique until about halfway through the game, then things start to get kind of repetitive. The platforming levels get broken up a bit with these flying minigames. You'll fly over different cities trying to deliver packages into fireplaces while dodging objects in the sky. This is a nice little addition to the gameplay. Visually, this game looks pretty good. Some of the backgrounds look a little bit on the simple side, but the sprites and the platforms all have a very nice amount of detail to them. The music isn't anything special, which is a shame. I mean, this is a Christmas game. This was their one and only chance to spam us with Christmas music in a video game, which normally would bother me, but again, this is a Christmas game. Instead, we get a bunch of mediocre, forgettable music. The sound effects are good, but the grunt noises that Santa makes are very muffled sounding. Not a bad attempt, though, for the Genesis. This is actually a fun little platformer, and it's a shame that it never officially made it to the States. I would have loved to play this as a kid around the holidays. A legit copy of this game will run you quite a bit, but if you can get your hands on a reproduction cart, go for it.